Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm King Sway, and welcome back to King Sway Entertainment. Today we have Galactus versus Unicron, Marvel Comics versus Transformers, the Death Battle. Uh, I read comics. I'm a big Marvel and DC fan. I also do Image, Valiant, Top Cow, uh, some of the other ones. Wanted to start my own comic. That's actually where Sando comes from. I also remember Unicron. I'm an 80s baby, and I remember the original Transformers and whatnot. So, hey, Mark, I'm probably going to send this one your way because we were talking about Frieza versus Megatron. Now, I never bothered. I didn't watch Frieza versus Megatron. I'm pretty sure they did the choreography beautifully, but the fact of the matter is, Megatron has absolutely no fucking feats where he can blow up a planet. Unicron, on a different level, like, he can eat planets, and so does Galactus. So, but I'm going to give it to Galactus, especially if he turns into, like, the Hope Whitebringer Galactus, and they use ultimate forms in here. So, I might not be up on everything that Unicron does, but I'm going to give it to Galactus, and let's see if I'm right.
And Death Battle? Galactus, Devourer of Worlds. And Unicron, Almighty Chaos Bringer. That's right, it's the day we've all been waiting for. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Boomstick, what is the nature of evil? Oh, it's 3.5 years too early for that kind of question, Wiz. No, seriously, is the wolf that hunts the hare evil? What about the bear that kills the wolf? Or the man that slays the bear? Is that evil or nature?
Okay, they talked about this in a manga I once collected. It's called Rebirth. The main character is Deshrat El Rubik. He's a vampire. In that universe, you have to be born a vampire, or you get turned, like, if you are bit, you turn into, like, one of those zombie vampires. You don't really exactly have a free will that a born vampire does. There's, I can't remember the girl's name. A priestess who, I'm going to ruin it for you. Spoiler warning. If you don't like what I'm about to say, skip, like, 5-10 seconds ahead. Who was excommunicated by the church, but she can use light and dark magic. But she can she ends up being the next god of light towards the end of the series. But they are saying something about it's cruel and it's evil and it's wrong that you feed on people. And he was like, man, I don't want to hear this human-centric bullshit. And they were looking at him and said, when a tiger eats the rabbit, is the tiger cruel and evil? Or is that just the way nature is? I just am. This is how I eat. This is what I do. It's human-centric for you to think that you're not on somebody's food chain. So, yeah.
Perhaps this question was on Galactus' mind as he hurtled toward the end of infinity. I'm pretty sure the question on his mind was, how do I turn this goddamn spaceship around? Eons ago, the planet Ta was a paradise, the most advanced civilization the universe had ever known. Too bad the universe was coming to an end. I hate it when that happens. The Ta'an scientist Galen watched as the rest of his race ignominiously perished and decided to die gloriously on his own terms. By flying a ship into the sun, just like great-grandpappy Boomstick, the crazy old coot. But instead of being vaporized on contact like great-grandpappy Boomstick, Galen got bitten by a radioactive god. As the last living thing left before the universe's end, Galen was visited by the sentience of the multiverse, who merged with him as part of a cosmic cycle of death and rebirth. As the old multiverse died, a new one was born, and the scientist Galen was no more. In his place was a being of untold power, the Ravager of Galaxies, Galactus. Well, despite looking like a masochist giant purple vibrator, G-Dog here is one of the strongest beings in all of Marvel, baby. And there's only one thing he wants to do: eat friggin' worlds. Galactus is so unbelievably mind-meltingly powerful that strong doesn't really begin to describe.
In the future, he is the herald of
near him will
Franklin
begin
Richards.
to
That's how
warp your
powerful
perception
Franklin
of
Richards
reality.
can get.
In truth, he isn't even really a physical being with a soul anymore, but composed of energy itself, the power cosmic.
Basically, your all-purpose space god magic that no good almighty ass-whooping god can go without. Sure, he can use it to blast your ass to unholy smithereens, but it's a lot more flexible, too.
Described as being in touch with every other living thing at once, the power cosmic allows one access to a near-infinite pool of knowledge and the ability to sense danger ahead of time.
I don't think there's a lot for him to be afraid of. He can manipulate matter, read and control the minds of gods, and teleport entire galaxies across the universe.
The power cosmic allows him fundamental control over life itself, manipulating souls, creating new life forms from nothing, and even resurrecting the dead. And because his body is composed of energy, he can't really be hurt in the traditional physical sense. This allows him to grow or shrink his body with seemingly no limit, and alter his appearance.
Wait. He chooses to look like that?
His physical appearance matches the species observing him, so a human sees a human Galactus, a Skrull Galactus, and so on.
Oh, so it's just like how I see the world.
What are you staring at?
What matters most to me in the world.
Okay.
Awesome.
No, not awesome. Very not awesome. At least as far as Galactus is concerned, since witnessing his approach is itself the end of the world. You would only have enough time to pray to your paltry gods before Galactus consumed your entire planet, absorbing its energy into himself, then moving on to his next meal.
Man, I guess his costume is appropriate because he sounds like a total dick. Like, come on, man. You watched your whole planet die. Now you're gonna go around the universe doing the same thing?
It's not entirely his fault. Galactus's power is so immense that the only thing that can sustain him is the consumption of entire worlds. Without this constant feeding, he would perish, just as humans would without consuming plants or other animals.
Kinda like how I hunt squirrels, because I hate each and every one of them.
No, categorically the exact opposite, actually. Galactus isn't vengeful or cruel. If he could avoid any unnecessary death, he would. But just as the universe is bound by the laws of physics, Galactus is bound by his hunger.
And that hunger has put him in conflict with some of Marvel's other heaviest hitters, like Odin and the Phoenix Force. Galactus's fight with the Other and the Scryer got so intense, they threatened the entire infinite multiverse just as a side effect of the battle.
While Galactus himself can comfortably cross countless light years in seconds, some of these beings are more like abstract concepts than actual living things, many of which operate outside of linear time.
Like this alien bug dude who tried to use Galactus's energy to destroy 2 whole universes. Even after being drained by him, he still nuked 3 whole star systems before getting a snack.
Should he somehow be threatened by beings beyond even the scope of his power, Galactus crafted a device to solve all of his problems, the ultimate nullifier.
In case that name isn't obvious enough, it's a teeny tiny weapon that destroys anyone you think of.
It doesn't just destroy them, it destroys everything. The entire multiverse is eradicated, then recreated without the target. An extremely roundabout way of winning, but it works. That's exactly what happened when Galactus used it on the abstract god of destruction, Abraxas.
He destroyed the god of destroying things with a Happy Meal toy. It's like my therapist said, great things come in small packages.
And the nullifier was key to Galactus's first great defeat upon his inevitable arrival on Earth.
When that pesky Reed Richards managed to get his stretchy hands on the thing, Galactus finally backed down and spared the planet.
Which makes no practical sense. The ultimate nullifier is a part of Galactus himself. It uses his own power. He can summon it at any time and even escape its effects by hiding in a pocket dimension. It even had the safety on.
Maybe he was just bored.
After billions of years of cosmic genocide just to survive, I'm pretty sure Galen forgot what it meant to be mortal. Perhaps that was the true evil all along, the slow death of Galen's humanity. Because what could be more terrifying than a being that sees everything and everyone you know and love as nothing more than his next meal? This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Wiz, it's getting to be the holiday season again, and I just know Mama Boomstick is finally getting me the new dune buggy I've been drooling over. What's gonna be stuffed in your stocking?
A couple undiscovered elements would be nice, but the holidays are also about giving gifts to yourself.
Maybe that means giving yourself a break during this busy month or treating yourself when you have the time.
And in anticipation of a new year, sometimes that means therapy.
Therapy can be super helpful year-round, but especially during this season. The holiday blues are no joke.
If you're thinking about starting therapy, consider giving BetterHelp a try.
What's great is that it's totally online, so it's super flexible with your schedule and convenient.
All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist.
And if it isn't a perfect match, switch therapists at any time at no additional charge. Visit BetterHelp.com/deathbattle today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/deathbattle. In the beginning, before heaven and earth, before light and dark, there was Unicron. Created by the formless, primordial being known as the One to explore the fledgling multiverse, Unicron instead decided to consume everything.
Dude, come on! Bad Unicron! Bad God! Bad!
The One decided to split Unicron into two beings, one of order and hope known as Primus, and the other of chaos and evil known as Unicron. Again.
Like all good sibling rivalries, they pushed each other's shit in over the fate of all existence. That is, until the goody little two-shoes Primus tricked his bro into imprisoning their souls in giant asteroids. Classic sibling prank. For me, it was the dryer.
Primus terraformed his asteroid into what would later be known as the planet Cybertron, while Unicron did something different.
Yeah, he turned his planet into a planet that eats other planets. Not only that, it can change its form into a giant badass robot Satan. He's literally the first Transformer.
And with this new body, Unicron would travel the cosmos, consuming planet after planet and universe after universe. Not necessarily because of any hunger or need, but because Unicron is the physical embodiment of death and destruction. He is literally programmed to destroy everything.
God's gotta do what a God's gotta do. And good luck trying to fight back. Uni's robot body comes with a tractor beam, eye lasers, fire breath, a chest cannon, and an antibody system in case anyone tries to pull a Drax on him.
Unicron can mentally dominate an entire race of beings, erase things from existence, warp the fabric of space and time, and even manipulate matter itself.
So even if his big robot body is damaged or destroyed, he can repair it lickety-split, or even send his spark out to find a new host.
Essentially the Transformers version of a soul, Unicron's spark is immensely powerful and produces its own energy source, Dark Energon.
Unicron is so evil that he can literally turn his bad dude energy into weapons of mass destruction, like unholy blades or planet-busting lasers.
This Dark Energon will corrupt any that consumes it, turning them into a puppet of Unicron himself.
It's also obviously the opposite of regular Energon, which is created by Primus and what fuels the Transformer race. So Unicron basically runs on the opposite of life. If he's death as a big robot, can he even be killed?
Not by any conventional means. Even the destruction of his spark isn't guaranteed to end him. He will continue to exist as a necessary force that drives the cosmos. Anytime he's destroyed, he will appear again in a new universe. In fact, almost every Unicron you've seen in movies, TV, and comics are the same Unicron.
Unicron is a literal force of nature. You can't reason with a hurricane that hates you. All you can do is see it and get the hell out of the way. But this hurricane is never gonna stop until you and everyone you know is DED dead. His mere presence drove an entire planet insane.
I was trying to be poetic before, but this is what evil is. Incomprehensible, undeniable, inescapable. You can't even wait him out. He is unbound by the concept of linear time.
The Chaos Bringer is so powerful, his mere presence wrecks the space-time continuum and can erase galaxies from existence just by strolling by.
To be clear, it isn't the force he's generating by moving that destroys things, it's his existence. His mere being is so overwhelmingly evil that the fabric of space-time cannot fathom Unicron's presence.
Holy dude! No wonder he was able to devour nearly a quarter of the entire multiverse, one universe at a time.
Estimates for the size of the Transformers multiverse vary, from over 15 quadrillion universes to an infinite number of universes, branching timelines, and planes of existence. And who better to portray a being who brings death to the universe than the man who gave birth to modern cinema? A final role fitting for an artist so much larger than life. Or deeply ironic that it's a feature-length toy commercial.
The Transformers movie has always been celebrated for its excellence. I say...
what was it? It was a Transformers a Transformers movie. They had a couple of them just straight up get murked because their toys weren't selling. And it's like, oh, y'all ain't selling toys? Y'all get murked. And I think Mirage was one of them. And they had a commercial. I said commercial. They had a cartoon, a movie. Optimus Prime got murked right in the beginning. I remember being a little kid. I'm like, no, what are you doing? I was sad. I was so sad. Then you had to bring Rodimus Prime in there, and yeah, just. But I want to circle back to the infinite stuff and how you're eating infinity. You cannot destroy infinity. It is in itself, in the nature of the definition, infinite. It cannot be ended. You cannot destroy something that cannot be ended. Shit is nuts. And I say that because that's an argument that was stated by it was an argument on one of the I think the only debunked video I did. The Dragonborn versus the Chosen Undead, and they had the Dragonborn win, and the Chosen Undead should have won that by their own fucking calculations. Limitless speed, no such fucking thing. Oh, and to my subscriber and viewer who is waiting on the debunked of Killua and that girl, I'm working on it, and after I do all the because I actually did calculations and everything. Damn it, cat! I'll let you in a second. It's coming. That's what I'm getting. So we're gonna continue.
Despite that unbelievable power, the Chaos Bringer's almighty rampage through reality has been halted a number of times, usually due to the matrix of leadership, the essence of Primus himself, and the embodiment of all hope and light in the universe.
Are you telling me that Robo-Satan was defeated by the power of friendship? Forget beer! I'm gonna need some of that shit going straight into the vein!
As the abstract idea of evil actualized, any notion of goodness is directly antithetical to his being.
As incomprehensible to Unicron as he is to us.
But despite the best efforts of heroic Transformers like Optimus Prime, Unicron has always returned from the smoldering ashes of defeat and risen to threaten reality again.
It's his very nature.
Such as the time a united armada of Autobots, Decepticons, and an entire people created from his cells, the Minicons, tried to destroy him once and for all.
They actually succeeded in killing him until Galvatron's hatred for Optimus brought Unicron back to life.
Because challenging Unicron means challenging evil itself, destroying destruction itself. An impossible paradox.
You can't kill Unicron because killing is literally what Unicron is.
That's, I said Shabernigdo because it's an anime I watched years and years and years ago called The Slayers. I don't know which iteration of it, but what the? I can't remember the girl's name, but she uses a spell called the Dragon Slave. But the Dragon Slave, originally called the Dragon Slayer, draws power from Shabernigdo. So that's like saying, "Hey, you, can you help me kill you?" She beat him using the Sword of Light from Galri Gabriev as a catalyst and a focus. And she drew power from the Lord of Nightmares. She used the Giga Slayer. It's just a little note. I told y'all, I watch anime. I'm all about this stuff. I'm thinking of doing another channel with like just anime and whatnot.
So, what does that mean for us?
Every petty act of violence, every war, every cruelty, every death battle gives Unicron life. The life he'll use to kill us all. We are culpable in our own annihilation.
Unicron's not just some comic book villain. He's all there is and all there will be. He was there at the beginning, and he'll be there at the end. He's a law of physics. He's as inevitable as your dying breath.
Jesus, now you got me scared.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Death Battle. That's called synergy, right, Wiz?
By popular demand, Death Battle the game is finally back and available for pre-order this December.
Ever wanted to live out your very own death battle with you as the combatant? Of course you have.
Death Battle the game is a fast-paced head-to-head card and dice game where players, well, battle to the death.
Are you deadly enough to win a death battle?
The first player to eliminate all of their opponent's cards wins.
Who will be the last one standing?
With 100 weapon, armor, and skill cards, there are tons of options for character creation. Oh, and who could forget 50 custom dice?
If you know someone who just can't get enough of the pulse-pounding battles between fiction's deadliest characters, and sometimes its silliest, this is the perfect gift.
Pre-order your copy of Death Battle the game this December and ring in the new year with your favorite internet show brought to life.
Go to store.roosterteeth.com to pre-order your copy and get ready, cause it's time for a death battle.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for the death battle you've been asking for forever!
As all things must, your world has come to an end. Halt! This planet is mine to consume. So saith Galactus, destroyer of worlds.
Begone,
thus decrees Unicron, Chaos Bringer.
Alright, now you got my attention.
Madness, so quick to head for Oblivion's embrace.
I am Oblivion.
Be gone.
It's like when Thanos hit Tony with a moon. He's like this is power of gauntlet. You ain't just hitting the sun out the way right now. Inserted something inside of it. Whatever happened to a little fashion patch in the ass will your shoes broke and your hat took it.
I am the power cosmic incarnate, not so easily felled.
Fuck you, bitch.
Fleeing so readily, Unicron.
No devourer, transforming. Beg not for mercy, behold blackening sky. Against mine chaos, even gods will die.
Galactus meets your challenge. Here's your goal. This world will bring destruction to it all.
I am destruction, pure finality, in first and last, true immortality.
Unity.
I have no patience left. Return thy dreams.
I was wondering where you waiting for that.
None may hear your screams.
Nullifier.
You know not the power which you command.
Of course I do. Your death I thus demand. Finally, I have won.
I've seen your power bring
Pocket dimension.
yet by my vigor thou hast much need. Witness the last fate that awaits you thus. Now feed.
I've read.
We know
I told you I
Galactus
read the
and
comics.
Unicron were beings who could manipulate reality itself and do basically anything.
Older than the universe, unbound by time, they had each other matched in a lot of ways.
So it ultimately came down to which of them was more powerful.
Both could threaten an entire infinite multiverse, but Unicron could only do so over time, devouring them one by one.
While Galactus' battle with the Scryer and the other threatened to destroy the entire Marvel multiverse as just a side effect.
Not to mention, Galactus tussles with cosmic beings like himself all the time.
While Unicron is usually the top dog in Transformers, he's a big fish in a relatively small pond. Relative to Marvel, at least.
That might sound better for Unicron at first, but it means he has way less experience than Galactus in full-on fights against dudes his size.
And while Unicron has used Dark Energon to infect and corrupt other beings in the past, Galactus technically doesn't have a soul thanks to his cosmic rebirth from Galen. And he's fended off mental attacks before, so there's no real reason to think that would work here.
And as lame as it is, the ultimate nullifier is just really, really overpowered.
Despite Unicron being able to survive the destruction of his spark, the ultimate nullifier is significantly more thorough. Consider the time it was used against Abraxas, a being that embodied the abstract concept of the multiverse's destruction.
Sounds like somebody you know? Even against someone like that, the good old Ollie Nully had no problem erasing him from reality, and the same would happen to Unicron, while Galactus could always hide in that pocket dimension, just as he escaped the nullifier before.
Unicron was an insanely terrifying threat, but Galactus had the power, experience, and arsenal to ultimately annihilate him.
If you thought Galactus was going down in this fight, you were Unicron.
The winner is Galactus.
I called it. I was right. Yeah, bitch.
Season 10 is done, but season 11 is on the way. Thanks so much for watching, and especially
I was saying
thanks to our
something
channel
about
members for being champions.
I was saying something about Frieza and fucking Megatron before, and look pops up now. My friend Mark and I, what's up, Mark? While I'm saying this, shout outs to him. Go check him out on his channel, at Home of the Geek, on YouTube. Tell him King Sway sent you. We were discussing that, and I don't think either of us had actually watched the episode, but the fact of the matter remains, Megatron's never pulled off a feat that actually showed that he could blow up a planet. So that you can call that one. Stevie Wonder can call that shit like just nah. So. Kind of tired. Sorry for that. We're going to end the episode right there. I'm going to thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you're new to the channel, even if you're not new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button, hit the notification button, and the bell that lets you guys know when I upload. I usually do upload dumps 1 to 2 times a week. When I say upload dumps, I mean I do 2 to 3 videos and upload. So you get anywhere between 4 to 6 videos a week. Sometimes 7 or more, depending on how many I can get done. Down in the description below will be links to the books that I have. It's the holiday season. Buy yourself something or buy your loved one something. If you guys are into anime, which I know you are, or because you're watching this, you're gonna love Battle World. It's about an anime. I was about to say anime protagonist. It's about a protagonist who was once the guardian of a different dimension called Felgaia. And in this dimension, an ancient evil arises and has been snatching people from Earth. And while they go to Felgaia, they realize that they can use anime powers. So it just becomes one big battle world, which is why I call it Battle World. So now the protagonist has to save his marriage and Felgaia, and find out a way to get his wife and his children home, while defeating an ancient evil that he already beat once, and hopefully can beat it for good. Tales of Adventure is a bunch of stories broken up into about 10 or so pages. It's a chapter per story. I tell it episodically. That even has more anime feel to it. I have Letters to You, which is a love letter to my second wife, but it doesn't just stop there at the first one. The whole series is dedicated to the ups and downs of my second marriage, the love, the incredible love that I had for my wife. Let me have. I still love her. The bitch just gets on my nerves and she's stupid as fuck. My divorce and what was going on with that, when that's Letters to You, Dear John, Letters to You, Memories of Us, and I use our faces in there, and I did that because people couldn't believe that I wrote a book. I'm like, no, or that I had written certain things. I don't do lovey touchy feelies, letting people in on what I'm feeling emotionally. So when people got to read that, they were surprised. Letters to You, A Time to Love is coming. It's the 4th and final installment in the series. That's going to be the last in the series because Sinead Hartnett said it. And I have to agree with it. When we perform a song or something to that degree about a situation that is hurtful or deeply meaningful to us, that wound doesn't heal. You're still, like, you might sew it up, but you're still pulling it open just so others can see what's going on with it. So every time you perform that like for her, every time you perform that song, you're in that moment and you're conveying all the emotions in that song. For me, the Letters to You series is conveying everything that was going on with my marriage. Like I said, I love my wife, but we're friends. Can we ever really be friends after, we got like 6 fucking kids, and we're on good terms, but there's still a lot of emotions there, to say at the very least. And it's the question of, are things finished? I mean, we are divorced, but there's a lot that goes into it, because and I detailed that in Letters to You, A Time to Love, and I did enough yapping. So if you if you enjoyed this, and I hope you did, if you're new to the channel, or even if you're not new to the channel and you haven't yet, hit the like and subscribe button, hit the notification button, and the bell. In the meantime, between time, I want to thank you guys for helping, hanging out with me, helping this channel grow. I'm always at these peace signs. I'm your main man, King Sway, and I'll catch you in the next one.